He can. He absolutely can. And Snake are obviously going to be changing up their strategy in game number 2, giving over, once again, with knowledge, the Lucian that Martin performed so well on. You would imagine Martin might not go for the Sivir this time around, though. Though I would value the Karma at the very least for Jay-Z.
Oh, yeah.
Also a first rotation option here by Newbee. Yeah, they have to focus Flandre.
The Trundle denial pick. Flandre can, of course, just do what V did and pick up the Fiora if he feels like it, but we'll see exactly what he wants to do.
Flandre would too.
Yeah, he would.
He so would.
Oh, this is interesting.
I don't know about that.
Very interesting. Okay. So Swift going to switch it over. Tank looking at the Lissandra, as we would have expected if he wasn't going to get the super powerful Vladimir. I mean, Lissandra is his key pick. It's what they're able to win games on.
That and this.
And that, yep.
He also is an Azir player that seemingly has it taken away from him.
The Azir isn't what he's good at, necessarily.
He's always been good at multiple champions, Tank. He's just kind of never really shone on too many.
Yeah.
I'm just questioning why Dade and the side of Newbee really wanted to highly prioritize their mid laner, remembering they're on red side as well. So are they overvaluing a flex pick between Trundle in support and top lane to change their draft order? Lucian was still there. Like, they literally hovered the Lucian and said this is a good option, and then just lovingly gifted that over to Martin if he so chooses.
It's a very scary prospect here, as they didn't need to rush into picking up that mid laner. Tank was hovering the Victor, but just grabbed the bottom lane. The Karma, the Lucian, both of them picked up. Martin showed phenomenal power on the Lucian pickup.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z empowering him to direct his team around. Not something I would want to do.
I will say, though, Newbee should probably put that Trundle in the top lane and just go Sivir Bard and just try and fight them.
Yeah.
Actually be able to hold their own in a 2v2 scenario, maybe empower themselves and give Swift some breathing room and not just spend the whole game respondent.
Or just pick Ezreal. You could then still flex the Trundle and have a safe lane.
I was thinking more so because it's into a Karma that you might want the spell shield. Ezreal is always going to be a safe laner.
Yep.
He's always got a lot of poke and strength behind him. Just figured that they, yeah.
Well, if you want safety in the laning phase, Caitlyn would do that for you as well. Swift considering a couple of junglers possibly lock away. That is going to be Rex I picked up for Swift.
Yeah, well, it is a Swift champion, if ever I have seen one. He's always been able to hard carry as that tank in the jungle role. So Swift, also a very unique style of play when he plays that Rex. He likes to hover around where this time it'll be Sofm is going to be. Keep tabs on the jungler. Maybe thwart his attempts of aggression that was so avidly working in game number 1.
Oh, most certainly. Well, you can see Jay-Z now thinking about grabbing the Victor for Tank this time. Of course, there'll just be a switch over. Tank was considering this one before, but the Aurelia's been hovered for a long time, Martin. I really hope you lock that in.
If you're going to hover something, you may as well commit to it. You know,
Yeah.
like at least the full hover until 1 second.
Yeah, there's like 20 seconds.
And then just
of
be
hovering.
Maokai at 1 second, you know?
Oh, is that what's going to happen, Rusty?
Maybe. It is a Trundle that is going to be against, so we'll see.
I do like this switch over a lot. So Lissandra is going to be picked, and that's Aurelia for Flandre. Oh, God, I love this game.
Flandre, man. Oh, never change. He is such a good carry top laner. But Aurelia, maybe he's practiced on the new patch with the new Trinity Force and decided
That's what I was
that
thinking.
Like, this is so strong, but it doesn't exist yet. We'll see what he goes towards when it comes to item builds. But really, he's just picked a Battle Bruiser in the top lane. He is not backing down from a fight.
Most certainly not. And I guess you get the true damage, so I guess the chomp coming out from Trundle. Oh, still, I mean, taking a melee matchup into a Trundle just always sounds like a bad idea. But it is going to be the Braum picked up for more. So that Trundle is going to be definitely in the top lane.
We'll see. 10 seconds.
Oh, good point.
I still want Barb, but Braum works. I appreciate Braum into McKindred Lucian. And Karma to an extent.
I was hoping they just switch. Oh, there it is. Rusty gets his wish. And Moore picks up the Bard.
Yeah.
And look, his Bard has, in the past, been brilliant.
And that's the reason I want it, realistically, is because he has been able to initiate. It's been a game-changing champion for this team.
Yeah.
It gives him the tool to go in. Braum helps your team. If you hit the Q, you could stun them, they could die. But Bard just stuns them himself, and it gives more power to set his team up for success. That's exactly what they need. When they look bad, when they lose, when they win, it doesn't matter as long as Moore is doing his part. Generally, Newbee succeed better than they usually do.
They certainly do. Snake have changed things up this time around, though. No Vladimir is going to be running around the Rift as Flandre takes the Aurelia into the Trundle matchup. See how that one works out. Sofm now up against a tanky Swift on the Rek'Sai, and I think we're going to be looking into the jungle a lot for where this game is going to start out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if Sofm gets another lead like he did before, it's going to be danger times.
He's shown he knows how to play with a lead, to say the least. But whilst we look at the jungle and say it's going to be important, we're also got Tank on Lissandra in the middle lane. Lucian on Martin is like, they just have so much damage.
Yeah.
Flandre on that Aurelia as well. All of these solo lanes could go off and actually hard carry.
It's just going to be ridiculous to see, but we'll have to have a look as we hop onto the Rift. Thank you, Dade, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rift for our possibly final game of the night. If Snake are able to close this one out, Newbee trying to hold on to this best-of-3 series.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do so with a different array of picks and no Vladimirs to be running around unkillably around the map as well, which is definitely good news if you're a Newbee fan.
Let me tell you, if this ends up being a 2-0 for Snake, not only will that be a surprise, it'll be a very early night here.
It will also make absolutely no sense for the standings, Rusty. Because who's strong? Against who? What's happening?
First thing we need to look at, by the way, is the cheeky ward placed in that bush by Newbee. The repressed memories are now very much evidenced.
Yep. Snake don't want the same thing to happen to them.
Well, they're sitting in the bush. It wouldn't happen to them. They are, however, now looking to aggressively stance, and may actually nothing will happen.
Peacemaker sails by unnoticed.
Vision granted.
And Snake with 1% more of the vote here from the fans. Of course, Newbee retaining a lot of those QG fans.
You don't fall for the same trick twice, Snake. If they did, that would be shameful.
Yeah. I have a feeling you'd probably deserve
They really
to be
want this
time.
to happen. They're looking more towards the blue buff, I would say, though.
There's the stun. All right. Jay-Z probably has taken enough damage now.
The ward died finally, but, you know, half of your health, or a little bit less, is enough to deter you.
Were they just trying to guarantee standard lanes or something like that?
No, I think they were looking aggressively at the blue buff to see if it were to be a late lane swap, or if Newbee were to recall, they would actually find them and push them out of the blue. They don't. They do get standard lanes. It's a Caitlyn Bard after all.
Oh, big shove to come out. Of course, like you said, denying any camps.
And Snake are actually committing to this shove as well. Lucian queuing the wave off cooldown, making sure that he can keep them low and hard push the Caitlyn in. Caitlyn is the best as an AD carry when she is the one pushing. So there we go, level 2 picked.
Yeah, and massive Mantrid Q to come in. Oh my god, is it happening again? Not quite, but Happy's taken so much damage. No summoner spells to be burnt from the side of Newbee. The Ignite down from Jay-Z.
Yeah, and the potion popped from Happy as well, actually causing some issues because he won't even get fully back up to speed. And he's going to be in a difficult position. It's still a Caitlyn after all, and a summoner burnt will help their predicament. Swift actually potentially looking to change things up.
Yeah, he's going to cheekily make his way in here. Snake seem to have their spidey senses tingling.
Yeah.
Some sort of idea of what's going on right now.
SOFM's close to bottom side, so they're sitting back for the moment. Swift waiting for his tunnel, to be fair. This aggression could turn on a dime because SOFM is nearby, but Martin's deep.
Yeah, he's wandering. Swift is actually going to come in now. SOFM is right around the corner, but doesn't get the knock-up. No, there it is. The double comes in as Moore taking so much damage. Martin all the way forward. The heal comes in as Martin may have overextended now, and SOFM able to dance forward. We'll see what they can get done. As Martin does still have flash available. SOFM dancing up. There's a nice cosmic binding. As Wolfspike comes down, SOFM probably needs to be a little bit careful, but the passive from the W helping out. No first blood to go down yet.
Yeah, and they make sure they push him out. Look at the CS differential with junglers also at this stage.
Oh,
Swift
God.
wasting a lot of time and paying for that time wasted.
Swift is going to make his way down here. Jay-Z already in position, though, as the smite comes in. Dade already over here. The Q comes down. Swift is going to be the focus.
Oh my
SOFM
God.
just dances out of the way. First blood goes to Martin, and Dade still trying to get work done. Lots of AoE potential
Oh, no.
as the Pillar's in a great spot. And Happy over the wall. The dashes come in. The answering kill is there as Jay-Z falls.
Yeah, they only get the support from Snake and the teleport also being used by V. Flandre is going to be quite happy in this top lane. And SOFM bleeds out everything that he can at all times. Now even growing that CS discrepancy with the